When you really understand the law of attraction, and that the law of attraction is kind of like the manager of the entire universe and all of the different dimensions of experience that can be had within it. It's a perfect manager. The law of attraction is managing everything perfectly, consistently for everyone. Now, in this video, what I'm going to share with you is the top 10 ways to successfully experience the law of attraction, to experience success using it. Because 3 years ago, I learned what the law of attraction was, but I didn't fully understand it. And I kept putting it to the test, but I didn't always get the results I was going for. And I started to think that maybe the law of attraction wasn't really real. But what's awesome about the law of attraction is that when you really understand it, when you really put it to use accurately, your life is just going to be better than it's ever been. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. And that's exactly why I'm making this video. The top 10 ways to use the law of attraction effectively, successfully. The number one way to use the law of attraction effectively, successfully, is actually to realize what you're in the process of creating before it even happens. So, number one equals pay attention to the feeling that you have within you. Because the law of attraction, it's not really actually that complicated at all. It's very simple. The vibration that you are offering is attracting like vibrations to it. So you can actually tell what you're in the process of creating based on the way that you currently feel. So when you're working on a project, when you're moving towards something, when there's a manifestation that you're very excited about, if while you're taking action towards it, you feel frustrated, you feel agitated, you feel like you're trying to change something about your reality, then what's going to happen is what you're in the process of manifesting is going to be more of the vibration of frustrating, more in the vibration of being trapped and not feeling well. So you always want to realize that the way that you feel is far more important than any actions that you're taking. Do you see this? The way that you're feeling is far more important than the actions you're taking. So to reiterate, number one on the top 10 list is to pay attention to how you feel. How you feel right now in this moment is your exact clue telling you what you're in the process of creating. Number two, you're really going to like this, and it's crystals. Crystals were actually the first way that I experienced the power of the law of attraction. It was the first time I ever really tuned into the power of vibration and how truly malleable reality is and how truly magical and empowered you can be if you allow yourself to be in that state. So here's the best part of using crystals. They are very special. So as you can see, I've got this necklace right here. This is called Libyan desert glass. Now, this is actually my favorite for manifestation. You see, you are a lot like a radio station, and there's all these different frequencies and realities existing out there. Truly, it's infinitely expansive. You could be experiencing anything. It all comes back to the law of attraction. What's the vibe you're putting out? So I tune into the vibe that Libyan desert glass is putting out, and I match it. So what literally ends up happening is just like a radio station, just like you can turn from 96.4 to FM to AM to, B95.7. There's all these different channels. So whatever you're tuned to, that's the song you're going to be getting. So I really like the song that crystals help me to tune to, because as I turn my awareness towards them, as I tune into that energy, I start to put out that same vibe that the crystal is, and it starts to come to me, and it's absolutely incredible. This is called moldavite. You may have heard of it. It's one of the most powerful and popular crystals. Now, when I tune into the moldavite vibration, which I wear this on me all the time, so I've always got it active, I know that I'm constantly expanding. I know that anything that is not truly meant for me will bounce right off of me, that I'm not going to bring that into myself, that I'm not going to carry stuff that weighs me down anymore. And see, this is what's so powerful about crystals, is because that's exactly what I experience. I've experienced such a rapid spiritual transformation. I literally got moldavite before my spiritual awakening even happened, before I even realized how powerful I am. And it was an instant shift. I was instantly making YouTube videos. I was instantly feeling so inspired and motivated. I went from working at Chili's, where I was a waiter for 5 years, to being fully supported by my YouTube channel. Now I live in Sedona. I've attracted my soulmate. I've got all this incredible stuff going on. And what I'm trying to emphasize is I am the power of all of the incredible things that have happened. because I'm the one who has tuned myself to the frequency, to the radio station of all of these incredible things happening in my life. How did I do that? It was easy. I just started resonating with crystals. I started putting them on. I started focusing on the energies. And as I started to match those energies, my entire reality started to shift. Now, this is absolutely incredible. I've actually got a Moldavite playlist tagged below, a Libyan desert glass playlist tagged below. If you're going to get into crystals, I recommend just choosing whatever sounds most exciting to you. Trust that flow, trust that momentum. And thanks again to everyone who supports the channel and gets their crystals from me and my Etsy store tagged in this description of this video. Number 3 is to consistently tune yourself to the things which exist in your reality currently that help to expand the vibration that you're interested in moving more towards. Now, let's say this a little bit more clearly, okay? Every show that you watch, every movie that you watch, the music you listen to, the videos that you watch on YouTube, the people you hang out with in your life, the topics you talk about with them, the things that you focus on that people say when you walk through the grocery store, the way that you decorate your room, the clothes that you wear, all of it literally is emphasizing a certain vibration to you. Now, we're going to actually explore that concept a little bit more in one of the numbers coming up in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. But what I really want to make clear is that just like with the crystals, just like how you can tune to the inherent vibration of things, everything in your reality is vibration based. You see, your senses, your taste, your smell, your sight, your touch, your hearing, this is actually your way of interpreting the vibrational reality we live in. That's how you get to have your sensory experience and this physical reality you get to explore yourself as. But it all is energy. It all is vibration. So when you're constantly consuming certain things, like in shows, for example, where there's lots of maybe drama or negativity, like if you watch a lot of shows where it's kind of more about lack and there's people fighting against oppression and there's all these people having all these beliefs about life being really hard and money doesn't grow on trees. While you're watching that, what a lot of us are doing without realizing is we're actually integrating that energy into ourselves. And a lot of people don't realize that what they're watching, what they're consuming, what they're tuning into is actually impacting what is coming to you in your life. If you start paying attention to people talking about, for example, oh, there's a huge financial crisis in our world right now, a lot of things are happening horribly. Let's say that was something that people were saying. Well, the more you listen to people talking about it, you'll start to notice YouTube recommended videos all of a sudden saying what you need to do to protect yourself financially right now. You'll start to hear more and more conversations of people having this. You'll start to notice more and more financial struggle in your life. And you'll just think that it's because that's a true thing that's happening for everybody. But the truth is that you started to tune into it. You started to give your attention to it. And your attention is your power because you are a radio station and what you're looking at, you are tuning to. So as you tune to it, you manifest bigger and bigger situations. That's why number 3 is really all about having conscious awareness as to what it is that you are tuning into in your life. Listen to positive music that encourages you, that makes you feel good. Have conversations that make you feel good. Do things that make you feel good. If going on a hike makes you feel free and liberated, understand that number 1, you get to enjoy that hike, which is awesome. And number 2, as you feel liberated and free and inspired while you're walking, you're putting out that vibration and you're attracting more and more inspiration and freedom to yourself. It really is that simple. It all comes back to you and what you're choosing. It has always been you. That brings us perfectly to number 4. It's really the same thing we we're talking about in number 3, but the other aspect to this. You've got to be willing to let go of the things that you've been holding on to that are grounding you to the reality that is no longer resonant of you. If you have some kind of job, for example, which I realize this is a scary subject for a lot of people, it takes a lot of people a lot of time to start giving themselves permission to move into a reality where they get to do what they love. And I understand that one because it took me a while to give myself permission to do that too, TBH. I had a career, for example, that I was working at Chili's. I worked there for like 5 or 6 years, and I went there every single day. And being there really grounded me to this feeling that I am a waiter, that I have to work for someone else, that every single day I have to go there. But I ultimately, for me, what was right for me was to leave my job because I just didn't have the energy for what I really wanted to be moving towards, because I was giving so much of my energy to something that I just felt drained. I didn't have enough, good momentum to put towards what I really did want to be experiencing. I personally am very grateful to the version of me 3 years ago that trusted in myself, that understood that I am a powerful being. And I started doing what I love, and now I'm fully supported by it. That could be you too. Imagine, imagine in the future, your future self reaching back to you right now and shaking your hand, giving you a hug and saying, thank you, past version of me, for choosing to be courageous, to start moving towards something that is more in alignment with what I'd like to experience in my life. Right now in this moment, you could reach out your hand and you could grab their hand and you could let them share all of the information that you need to know to vibrationally match that reality. And one of the biggest things is being courageous and confident enough in the power that you are to let go of the things that drain you. Because as long as you're draining all of your energy into this, how are you going to give everything to this? And when you give everything to this, that's when it expands. That's when it flourishes. You really are very powerful. You really can move towards what it is that you want, You really are supported by the universe, because the law of attraction is the all-encompassing manager of all that is and is constantly giving you the vibration you're putting out. So if you're willing to say right now, I'm going to put out the vibration that I only give my energy and attention to what it is that is in alignment with me. I will never again give any of my power or energy to something that doesn't serve me, that doesn't make me feel good. When you do that, the law of attraction says, congratulations, you've leveled up. I support you. Great job. That is a huge shift. Here's more amazing things for you. It's nonstop. Seriously, how good things get when you understand the law of attraction and you take that step. It's mind-blowing. It's really mind-blowing. And I really just would love to reflect that positive energy to you more than anything, that you can do it. You really, really, really can do it. You absolutely can.
We interrupt this broadcast with a very important quick message. Thank you for taking a minute to go below and like this video and subscribe and let me know your law of attraction success story. Thanks, baby. Much love.
So as you know, the vibration you're putting out is drawing towards you like vibrations. What ends up happening for a lot of people is they're so focused on the current situation that they are in. Let's say you've got a financial struggle. You're super focused on how you want more money because you currently don't have enough. So really, even though you might be visualizing yourself with millions of dollars, the current vibration behind it is a feeling of lack. And so you're actually just going to draw more and more lack to yourself. So that's why number 5 is one of the most powerful, and it's one of the most clear and easy to understand once you really get it. And it's to tune into and feel the reality that you're moving towards. Let's use the same example. Let's say you're moving towards a reality where you are financially very successful and thriving. Well, what you would want to do is find a way for yourself to feel that way now, which, because of your current situation, you are holding yourself vibrationally apart from being able to do. That's what is ending up happening for a lot of people. So here's what I did, because I've been in that exact situation and I transitioned out of it so freaking fast. The moment I chose that I was ready to start moving towards financial abundance, it literally only took me 2 months to transition into an incredible flow. I would feel the vibration of financial abundance right now by walking around in a grocery store having $200 in my wallet. So everything that I saw at the grocery store, I knew that I could buy it. I felt clearly, vibrationally, I do have $200. I could buy that if I wanted to. And then I just didn't buy it because I didn't actually want to. The point was for me to vibrationally focus on the fact that I could if I wanted to. So as I drove around town, as I went out about my business throughout the day, I knew that all these different shops and stores I could buy stuff at. And I actually walked through a lot of clothing stores, crystal shops, and I checked out a lot of stuff that I really liked. And I just felt really excited about the fact that I could buy it. But then again, I just chose not to. Now, the way that that affected my vibrational attraction point is indescribable. But if you try this technique that I tried, your mind will be blown at how powerful this is. because the vibration you offer, it's literally that simple. So while I'm putting out the vibration that I could buy all these things, I started to attract more and more finances to myself. And not only that, but I started to attract the ability to actually be buying these things. So now I'm in an epic flow, and that's literally all I did. It was seriously that simple. It was literally that simple. Now, if you want to actually learn more about this mechanic in the conversation with money, I've got a video tagged below, which is all about attracting financial abundance, all about shifting into being extremely wealthy. And I'm telling you right now, it's the best video that you're going to find on attracting money anywhere. And I know that because I went through so many struggles with money and I went through so many successes. I've got it all tied together in that video. It's tagged below. I do recommend you check it out at the end of this video. It's going to totally change your entire relationship with money for the rest of your life, and you deserve that. Number 6 is to allow your manifestation to come to you. As long as you want something really badly, as long as you keep reaching for it, you're actually holding yourself vibrationally apart from it. That's why, in order to allow yourself to receive the manifestation, is to really stop caring so much. Now, to say stop caring isn't the best choice of words, but it's the best I could find right now in this moment. I think you'll understand what I mean. It's to not make your manifestation so important. If it's super, super important to you that your YouTube channel grows, or that you get a better financial situation, or you attract your soulmate, if any of these things are super, super important to you, what's happening is you're holding yourself vibrationally apart from it. Now, a way that you can understand this is that in that reality where you do have it, it's not super, super important to you. You're not anxious about it. You're not worried about it. You're not working super hard to make it happen because it's just the way it is. It's natural. It's neutral. So it's really good to feel positive momentum and positive energy towards your goals when it comes to the law of attraction. But it's also really important at a certain point to drop importance, to basically not need your manifestation to be here. When you completely stop caring about the outcome of something and you don't even really care that much anymore, you're just here living your life, being present, enjoying the way that things are, not needing them to change. That's actually when you're in a vibrational state of receival, and that's when it'll actually show up. An example is that I was having a financial struggle that I was just like trying really hard to solve for a long time. And it was a big panic mode for me, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Then I started to exercise some effort, understanding the law of attraction and moving towards a better situation. And that started with my attention being more directed towards techniques, visualization, blah, blah, blah. But what ended up happening was at some point, I actually just naturally stopped caring. I just kind of realized I honestly don't care if I have $1,000,000. I don't care if I've got debt. I literally don't care. For some reason, something unlocked in me where I just felt good, just right now. Like I didn't need it anymore. And I didn't even think about it anymore. And suddenly, now we're making an average of like 5 sales a day on our store. And lots of people are buying the courses and signing up for coaching calls. And my videos are even doing better. And my relationships are all improving. And that shift, I just want to try to emphasize as clearly as possible. I didn't do anything to make that happen. There was no technique. It was just a natural part of my vibration raising process where all of a sudden I stopped needing my external reality to change. And I just felt good being me. It's kind of a realization like, I really like being me. It feels really good to be me. I like waking up in the morning and reading and writing in my journal and going on walks down in the river. I like playing cards and croquet. I like watching movies with my partner. I like eating. I like hanging out with my dog. I just stopped needing, YouTube channel to grow. I stopped needing money to come. I stopped needing anything to change. And I just was, I guess you could say, present. And suddenly everything that I was working so hard to get, it just showed up. Number 7 is to release your thought momentum. Let me explain. A lot of times people will want something. Like, let's say you want to be a full-time YouTuber. You're excited about that. Maybe you know you have what it takes, but maybe you've got a blockage. Maybe when you think about it, you feel anxious. Maybe you're anxious to post your videos. Maybe you're anxious to start doing things moving towards it. Maybe you think it's going to be hard. Maybe you think it's going to take a really long time. Maybe you think people are going to judge you. So what's happening is you know that you want to be a full-time YouTuber, but you're simultaneously putting out thoughts and vibrations about negative things about that process that just don't need to be there. They just don't need to be there. So that's why number 6 is all about releasing your negatively oriented thought momentum. Negative in the sense that it's not what you prefer in your experience. Someone else might think that it's positive, but for you, you don't prefer it. Therefore, negative to you. So the way you release your negative thought momentum is actually by practicing meditation. It's very simple. When you stop paying so much attention to your thoughts and you just let them happen and you don't attach to them, you don't freak out about the thoughts that you're thinking, you just watch them. It's just a show that you're watching. What ends up happening is you stop fueling your thoughts with vibration. So if you're thinking, oh God, I have a horrible debt situation. Oh God, it's going to be really hard to manifest this new career for myself. What's happening is you're currently in the process of attracting that to yourself. Now you can have the awareness to realize, I don't want to create that, but don't freak out. Don't freak out, because if you freak out about the fact that you're freaking out, then you start freaking out about freaking out about freaking out. And now you've got this whole momentum going, and it's so hard to get away from and to break out of. And it's so difficult for you to get ahead of it and to get in the vibration you prefer. That's why when you're in that kind of state, when you've got such a negative thought momentum going, when it's hard for you to think positively, when it's hard for you to feel good, you've got to basically take a step away from all this law of attraction stuff, just to be honest with you. Learn about meditation, to learn how to do that for yourself. There's all kinds of different techniques. I recommend searching and finding what resonates for you, but it's really about letting your thoughts happen without freaking out about them, without being agitated and anxious and fueling them with the vibration, because as you vibrationally fuel those thoughts, you attract more problems to yourself. You can be thinking about problems, but not feeling any vibrational fuel putting into it, and you won't attract those problems. And because you're not fueling those thoughts, they slow down, fade out, you experience stillness, you experience peace, and from that place is a very powerful place you can start moving towards your goals and thinking positively and fueling those thoughts positively. By the way, I have a new class that if you're watching this video a week or two after it came out, the class is already up and running. It's tagged below. It's actually all about mastering your mind and unlocking the creative genius and powerful flow of source within you. It's my favorite class I've ever made. I feel really good about it. I know you're going to love it too. You can check that out below in this video's description also. Number 8 is to pay attention to your success and to spend a lot of time just feeling really good about that success. Now, what I really mean by this is a lot of times people spend more of their attention focusing on the things they don't like about their life, like wanting to change their relationship status, wanting to change their financial situation, wanting to feel better about themselves, for example. But what ends up happening is the more time you spend in that energy, the more you attract more and more of those lack and problems to yourself. So the idea of spending more time reveling in your success, really soaking it in, taking a bath in all the incredible things you already do have, is mind-blowing how truly powerful it is. See, if you can actually turn your attention more toward the things you do really appreciate about your life that are a success, do you want some things to change? Sure, that's natural. That's actually part of the expansion of what you came here to do, is to keep moving towards new things and to keep exploring yourself and to keep launching new desires and to keep going through these changes. What's really powerful to understand for you in this very moment is that if you turn your attention more towards things that you like I really like the way it feels to be hungry at the end of the day and eat a meal. I really like the way that feels. Well, sit in that energy and soak it in. Feel as satisfied as you possibly can for as long as you can. Because number 1, you'll actually be enjoying your life more. And number 2, as you feel satisfaction, what vibration are you putting out? You're putting out the vibration that says, I am satisfied. So what's going to come to you? More things that are of the vibration of satisfaction. More amazing things. Focus on the things you do really like. Maybe you have a pet that you really love. Focus on them. Maybe you experience success in a certain area of your life. So stop focusing on the area you have a blockage in, because as you focus on that, you attract more blockage. Instead, stop paying attention to the things that you see as failures or problems and turn your attention towards the things that are successes, that are absolutely amazing. Maybe you love where you live. Maybe you've got an awesome trail near your house. Maybe you've got a really good friend. Maybe this, maybe that. Revel in it. Feel super satisfied and excited about those things. The more time you spend in that space, the better and better your life will get. I'm telling you, That is one of the top 3 most powerful things on this list, I swear to you. Number 9 is called segment intending. What this really means is to tell the story the way that you want it to be. Understand that in every single moment, you're telling a story about something. Understand that everything you're experiencing, it's via the powerful manager that is the law of attraction. And my favorite way to personally understand it, for me, that I just love, is to see it like this. Life is a stage. You are an improv actor. You choose your character in every single moment. So many of us go on autopilot, and we create our realities unconsciously. We let who we were yesterday determine who we are today, determines who we are tomorrow. So we just believe that we are a certain way. Like, people believe they're an introvert. They have a story that it's hard for them to socialize and make friends. And so that's what they keep creating. But when you realize that it's as easy as saying, I'm a very social person. I could make friends. I'm very likable. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make some friends. You tell that story, that's exactly what you're going to get. So it's all about realizing that your character, who you identify as, is not solid. You are very malleable. You create your identity. You create your reality. You attract all of your experiences to yourself. You co-create every day with other improv actors on the stage. You ever notice how people take themselves very seriously a lot of the time? They take themselves very seriously. They have all these beliefs about themselves. Well, the reason that they're stuck in that is because they're choosing to be stuck in it. But you could choose to be malleable. You could choose to be able to move in any direction you want. If you want to be a YouTuber, but you've got a belief, for example, that you don't have the charisma to do it, why not start telling the story that you do have the charisma to do it? Why not start tuning your attention to certain areas of your life where you do feel charismatic? Maybe you have a lot of charisma when you're playing a game online or something. Maybe you've got a lot of charisma when you're walking around by yourself. You can feel it. So why not just take that charisma that's there in that subject and take that feeling and put it in the other subjects? Did you know you could do that? You can. Every single one of us is doing it every day. We are constantly telling the story of who we are. And when you realize that you're just an improv actor and you decide who you are and why things happen and what they're happening for, understand this, everything in reality is absolutely neutral. It has no inherent meaning. You give it meaning. You tell your story. Only you tell your story. It's always you. No one else gets to tell your story for you. That is powerful to understand. And when you realize that, you will become a law of attraction guru because you start living your life the way you want to, and you can make any changes, subtle or massive, whenever you want, just by simply choosing to. And it really is that easy. And if you think it's hard, it's because you are telling the story that it's hard. If you think there's a lot of work you have to do, there's plenty of people out there I've met. I see a lot of people in the comments sometimes too, suggesting that it takes a lot of work to get to this place. And I am saying that that's valid, that's real, I understand. And the reason why is because that's the story they're telling. Because that's what they've been putting out vibrationally, and that's what they've attracted. So it's really up to you. What do you want to experience? Life could be very fun and easy. It doesn't have to be a hard struggle. It doesn't have to be an uphill battle. It can be fun, relaxed, enjoyable. You could choose instantly in a single moment to step into incredible joy and sensations and happiness, because that comes from within you. You don't need anything to be different in your life to feel good. That good feeling is born within you because you choose it. Some people say in the character and story that they tell, I will allow myself to feel happy when this happens. I'll allow myself to feel happy when this happens. I'll allow myself to feel happy and successful after I've done years and years of work in this area. And that's the story they're telling. But you could just tell the story that I'll be happy right now and feel really good right now because I'm alive, because I'm in a human body, because this place is incredible, because I can experience any of it at all, because there's so much joy that I could choose to experience right now. It's all about you and your focus. You create your story. Lots of people you might meet telling you that it's somewhere other than that you have to do this or you have to do that. And if you want to agree with them and you want to choose to tell the story that they're telling, that's up to you. But I'm reflecting to you right now what I've discovered for myself. I am extremely powerful. I choose, I decide, and there's nothing I have to do to feel good. I feel good because it's natural for me to feel good. That's the story I tell. And that's why I feel good all the time. And that's why even when I feel bad, I feel good about it, because I'm excited that I get to be here and experience any of it at all. Think about that. Number 10 is to go through the natural process of raising your vibration. Because as your vibration raises, you begin to allow more and more of the things which truly resonate with your real soul, your spirit, your source, that really unique spark that you are. You naturally bring everything to you that is really what you want to be experiencing when you go through the process of raising your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, think about it like this. A lot of us on the human level, there's a lot of advertisements, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of things we learn from our parents, other people, school, the news, so on and so forth. And a lot of us think that we want this, but we don't fully realize that that's not really what we want. And so as we reach for that, we miss the fact that who we really are, when you're really in alignment with your true, unique individual spark of creation that is you, what's really cool about being in alignment with that is that you start to receive things that are far better than everything that you think is what you want. Now, this, I'm raising both my hands, was one of the biggest struggles for me in tuning myself into living the extraordinary life that I allow myself to be a part of every day now. Every day. And what was a struggle for me was that I was really confused about what I wanted. I thought I wanted this, but then my mind changed. I thought I wanted this, but now I'm not so sure. I worked really hard to achieve this, but as soon as I achieved it, I realized that's not really what I want. See, there's so much information, and I just really didn't know who it is that I really am. And that's why one of the most powerful things to look at when it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to vibration mechanics, when it comes to being the most powerful creator, is about being yourself. Seriously, if you're going to walk away with anything from this video, walk away with this. The best thing you could possibly do is be yourself. Let go of all those things that don't resonate with you, that don't feel like you, and allow yourself to be who you are. Because when you be yourself, you are in direct alignment with what that non-physical, energetic, powerful, vibrational being, which is Source, wanted to experience when you came and manifested yourself here in this way. So understand that as long as you're trying really hard to become this or be that or do that, a lot of times we are missing the direct power, which is what we're really trying to give ourselves. I achieved a lot of things with the mechanics I've shared with you in this video, a lot. I really have, and it blows my freaking mind how powerful I really am. And you are that same power, and I want to let you know that you can use everything I've shared in this video, you can put it to the test, and you can see that it works. But you might discover something that I've discovered. Maybe being yourself is the best thing you could be, because you don't even have to worry about all the strategies or techniques or understandings. When you be yourself, you align with Source. When you align with Source, the power of Source moves through you because you're aligned with it. When the power of Source moves through you, you attract the most incredible things into your experience that you might not even know on the human level are what you want. And it is such a gift to receive that incredible power of Source. And I'm just going to be totally straight up with you, and I'm going to advertise something for a second because it's awesome. Because it's genuine, because it's real. And it's that I made a class below, and it's called Unlocking Your Highest Vibrational Self. And what that class really fundamentally is tuning you in to yourself, being yourself, really aligning with who you really are. And I've received so many incredible messages from people who have taken that class that are so grateful that they chose to do that. And I just wanted to let you know that that's below, and that everything that is shared in that class is on point. It's explained perfectly. It's totally put in alignment for you to be able to use it practically and really wake yourself up to the incredibleness that you really are. And you'll never need to do anything else again, because once you tune into yourself, once you know who you are and you have that alignment, how could you ever need anything else again? You can tune directly into that enlightenment within you. You really can. And that's why I wanted to spend the end of this sharing that with you, because it's powerful, because it's real. Now, if you want to see the top 3 ways to raise your vibration, that is right here. Thank you so much. Much love to you guys. See you for the next video.